Hi everybody. Today I'm not going to talk very much about Stephen Avery case, hence no need for a jacket or a tie, which will please and displease one or two people, but never mind. One thing that both sides can agree on, I'm sure, is, well, let's start from the beginning. Back in August I was alerted to a tweet by TikTok Manitowoc. That was the 17th of August. I'd already watched the first four of the Manitowoc Minute, a series put together by a very talented comedian called Charlie Berens. That's Berens. He presents the Manitowoc Minute. So as I say, when the first four had come out, I'd watched them. He's up now to about number 20 of the Manitowoc Minute. Now, as a result of that, I checked out some of his other videos. He does an excellent parody, in fact, on Making a Murderer, where he takes the interview with Brendan and converts it to Making a Husband, where Charlie plays the husband, and that's particularly funny. I'm sure both sides agree on the comedy talent of Charlie Berens. I'm sure we can agree on that. He does some other interesting videos as well, where he's done one about a tweet by Donald Trump to do with guns, and I know that both Charlie and myself are quite concerned about the number of fatal shootings over there across the pond. He's done a video interesting about lawns and the American obsession with lawns, which for some parts of America where they haven't got the climate, to try and keep a patch of area nice and green is a bit obsessive, when apparently the Brits are to blame, because we've got lots of stately homes with beautifully manicured lawns, but we've got the climate for it. So anyway, there's an interesting video, as I say, about lawns. One in particular that's interesting. He interviews one or two characters that are quite extremist in their views, but one that came across that talked a lot of sense was actually Ron Jeremy. Now, some of you may know who Ron Jeremy is. First of all, he's the spitting image of Jean Couchet, who was obviously the undersheriff in Manitowoc at the time that Theresa disappeared. Unfortunately, he died of a heart attack not long after that, I believe, if I got my dates right. So anyway, he interviews Ron Jeremy, and he discusses the fact that he's met some very interesting politicians, including Bill Clinton and Mo Mowlam. And he's quite right, Ron, about the fact that they did indeed do a lot of work in getting the Northern Ireland peace sorted out. So, it just goes to show, when politicians want to do it, they can do it. Anyway, getting on to the Manitowoc Minute, brilliant. Comes out every Monday. I always look forward to receiving a message to say that the latest Manitowoc Minute has come out. He's got full of really catchy phrases. He sits there in his shirt and tie, but with a jacket that's of a camouflage design, which is quite humorous. The character is simply Charlie, who is an amalgamation of a lot of people that Charlie Berens knows up there in Wisconsin, and with their typical way of speaking and vocabulary. It's very, very entertaining. I have discussed the Steve Avery case with him to a certain extent. Initially he said that he was only aware of the fact that it would appear that Brendan has been wrongfully caught up in something that I think most people agree that Brendan was certainly a very nasty bit of collateral damage. That there was no need to drag Brendan into anything. Clearly, his confessions are supposed to make things clearer. Brendan's confessions only make things more unclear. So I have pointed out one or two things about the case, and I did once query him about what him and particularly people in Wisconsin thought about the case. And as I say, they mainly are unhappy, I suppose, that it makes the whole town, the whole county, look bad, which is quite understandable, because it does only take a few rotten apples to spoil the whole, the whole lot. It only takes a couple to give the whole lot a bad reputation, and that obviously is unfortunate, because clearly there's good and bad all over the world, and just as much in certain parts of Wisconsin as anywhere else. Now he's going to be starting doing some shows very soon, hopefully at some point. I'd love to see him across here in Edinburgh, doing the Edinburgh Fringe, the largest festival in the world, doing some of the comedy clubs there that we've got. But before then, there's quite a few of his tour dates that are sold out. If you go onto the manitowocminute.com, and you'll see a square with some lines going across, I eventually figured out that if you click on that, then a whole list of tour dates come up. So although he's in Appleton on the 28th, both are sold out. He's in Milwaukee on the 29th and the 30th, both are sold out. The ones you can catch him are December the 1st at Wisconsin Dells, December the 15th in Kenosha, sold out on the 16th at Stevens Point, but you can go and see him at Warsaw on the 22nd of December. The two that he's got in Manitowoc, the 27th and the 28th, both sold out. Going into next year, January the 6th, he's at Fond du Lac. You can go and see him there. 26th, he's in Madison. These are all ones that you can go to see him. And the next three, again, you can go and see him on the 23rd at Bowler, March the 1st at Sheboygan, and on the 6th at Green Bay. So as I say, well worth checking out. He as I say, he's got some great lines that you'll end up, that they'll end up sticking in your head. That you'll end up using them yourself. It's the things like, oh my gosh, and geez Louise, the best minute of your life, and there's a few others. And he always finishes off with the line, "Go Packers!" And I'm gonna call it, "Let Ron Jeremy loose on the Bears." You can imagine what word goes in there. I think we should go for "Go Zellner" and Ken Kratz. Bye for now.